Okay, let's stop and narrate for a moment. In this video, we're going to show some precision rifle shooting. We're going to demonstrate a little capability by engaging some challenging targets. Now, these two targets may not look that challenging, but that's because I'm using a 35x magnification on a Night Force attacker scope. In reality, I'm shooting from one ridge to another across a holler. These targets are 409 yards away and 1.5 and 1 MOA in size. But to make it more challenging, I've put a hostage in front of each to obscure about half the target. And even though we're in the middle of a thunderstorm and the winds are gusting up to about 15 miles per hour, I'm going to take advantage of a brief let-off to take the first shot with a no-wind hold with 2 mils dialed on the scope per the Impact 4000 data. Okay, this next shot is going to be a good bit harder. For starters, the target is a reduced dipstick, and the 4-inch head is about half obscured by the hostage in front of it. And then on top of that, there's a tree in the way. This tree is more than 100 feet tall. It's in the valley below, and you're seeing the top of it waving in the breeze. Winds have picked up, and instead of waiting for a let-off, I'm going to shoot in the wind and let the wind push the tree out of the way. Now, of course, odds are the bullet's not actually going to impact the tree, but it's hard to shoot stuff you can't see. So you'll notice when I take the shot, I'm actually aiming off to the left of the target and letting the wind push the bullet into the head. The wind is pretty strong, but it's not full value. It's mostly blowing away from me. So I'm not adjusting my wind hold by half a mil or a mil or anything. It's really just a couple of tenths. Great view of the Appalachian Mountains. And a hide. And then here's our target. Full-size Zipsic with a 6-inch circle hostage. And 2 auto poppers. Four-inch head on the target. A 3-inch head on the hostage. The look through the scope was about like that. About half the bad guy visible. June 22nd, afternoon, in the middle of a thunderstorm. Not too bad. All right, well, we got 2 good rounds off, and I thought I'd take a minute to run over the equipment real quick, just so you could see what it took to get those 2 hits. The ammo is a hand-loaded 6.5x47 Lapua. The bullets are 135 JLKs.
I don't have too many of those left, so I'm not sure what I'll switch to in the future, but they sure do hammer. I'm gonna miss those bullets. Anyways, that's why I don't just rip them off too much. I try to take my shots. Anyways, the rifle that I used is an impact action, chambered by Wade Stuteful. It's got a Bartline barrel, Thunder Beast suppressor. I've got a Night Force 7 to 35 attacker on the top, and I'm using Vortex Impact 4000, which which I have been super impressed with. It's given me great data and shaving a lot of time off. Normally I use a Plurf 10C, but I'm trying to use the Vortexes as much as I can. Can't forget the Kestrel in these crazy winds. You kind of need something. You guys could see the trees were moving, and I had to wait till one of them had moved out of the way before I could take a shot at the smaller hostage. This stock, I can't forget it. That's a Sentinel chassis by Terry Cross, and there's a Trigger Tech diamond trigger in there. Normal AICS mag with a little extender, and I think that's it for the gear.
Okay, let's look back at the firing point and talk about this rifle some more. Now, again, the purpose of this video wasn't really to get into the details of precision rifle shooting. I'm sure we'll hit that in some future videos. Feel free to put any sort of requests for those topics in the comments if you'd like. But the purpose here was mostly to introduce the Appalachian social rifle and kind of demonstrate the capabilities, what you might be able to do with one of these, and what the rifle might look like. This rifle's not particularly optimized for matches, like PRS matches, for example, although I have shot this rifle in a number of matches, including the ELR PRS matches out in Wyoming. What this rifle is, though, is it's more practical, and it's the rifle that I would pick anytime I wanted a super high probability of first round hits on very small targets in just about any condition, including, after dark, using thermal and night vision clip-ons. And this particular rifle is kind of an old friend. It's more than 10 years old. I think it's on its third barrel, maybe fourth. But I've got a fair amount of history with it, a lot of time behind it. All the puts on it, I'd recommend without qualification. But you might ask, what would you use one of these rifles for, particularly off-grid? And I think the answer to that is mostly communication, particularly terse communication. You might think of it as, sending a very high-velocity mean tweet, a tweet that might say something like, I really want you to stop doing what you're doing, or you look pretty good on my grill. Who knows? Maybe even you want to exercise your First Amendment rights and express a brief opinion on tyranny with it. You just never know. But in any event, if you're going to be an Appalachian American, you kind of need an Appalachian social rifle. So think about it and leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.